What if installing solar panels got you an $800 fine? What if it led to police tearing them down? In California, Ryan Cole faced an HOA nightmare. But then, they discovered he's the state's environmental minister. Stay tuned for a story of green living, injustice, and a powerful twist of justice. In the sunny suburb of Sunridge Hills, California, the ocean breeze swept through the streets. The scent of eucalyptus filled the air. Here, 45-year-old Ryan Cole had recently settled. He was the newly appointed environmental minister of California. Ryan had bought his $450,000 modern home in 2025. It was a perfect space to practice his passion for sustainability. On the bright afternoon of November 5th, 2026, Ryan installed solar panels on his roof. The panels hummed softly as they powered up. Their sleek surfaces gleamed in the sunlight. They were a step toward reducing his carbon footprint. Sunridge Hills was governed by a strict homeowners association. It was led by 58-year-old President Linda Harper, a former city planner. Linda enforced rules with a heavy hand. She saw the neighborhood as a polished, uniform community. No unusual fixtures, no deviations, and certainly no solar panels that could clash with the aesthetic. The HOA bylaws were strict. No exterior modifications without approval, they stated. An $800 fine per violation. Linda applied this rule without exception. She believed solar panels were an eyesore. That afternoon, she drove through the neighborhood in her car. The sun reflected off her windshield. She spotted Ryan's solar panels on his roof. They were a clear violation in her eyes. Linda's expression hardened. She adjusted her sunglasses. "Solar panels in my neighborhood," she muttered. "Those are coming down today." She pulled out her phone. Her fingers dialed the local police. The call connected with a faint beep. At 2 p.m., Ryan stood in his yard. He admired the solar panel's efficiency. The hum of the system was a quiet triumph. Suddenly, the sharp wail of police sirens broke the afternoon calm. Ryan turned. His sneakers scuffed the grass. A police cruiser pulled up to his house. Its tires crunched on the pavement. Red and blue lights flashed in the bright sunlight. Two officers stepped out. Their boots hit the ground with a thud. The lead officer, 40-year-old Eric Vaughn, approached Ryan. "Sir, we've had a complaint about unapproved modifications," Officer Vaughn said. His voice was firm. It cut through the hum of the solar panels. Ryan's brow furrowed. He wiped sweat from his forehead. "A complaint? These are solar panels. They're on my roof," he said. His voice was calm but steady. His words carried through the warm air. Linda had followed in her car. She stepped out with a stern expression. She held a fine notice in her hand. Her heels clicked on the pavement. "Your solar panels violate HOA rules. They ruin the neighborhood's look," she declared. Her tone was sharp. "That's an $800 fine, and we're removing them." Ryan's eyes narrowed. He crossed his arms. "This is my property. I'm reducing emissions," he countered. His words overlapped with the sound of Linda tearing the fine notice from her pad. The paper ripped with a harsh sound. Officer Vaughn wasn't moved. He was known in Sunridge Hills for enforcing HOA complaints. "If you don't comply, I'll have to take further action," he snapped. His tone was cold. He called for a maintenance crew. A truck arrived with tools. The crew began to remove the solar panels. The sound of drills whirred loudly. The panels were unbolted with a metallic clank. The noise echoed through the neighborhood. Ryan watched in disbelief. His heart sank. The panels were lowered to the ground. Their hum faded into silence. "You can't do this!" he shouted. His voice rose over the noise. Officer Vaughn turned to him. He unhooked his handcuffs from his belt. The metal clinked ominously. "Step back, sir, or you'll be arrested," he warned. His voice was low. Ryan took a deep breath. He reached into his pocket. The rustle of fabric broke the tense silence. He pulled out his official state ID. The seal of California glinted in the sunlight. "I think you'll want to reconsider," he said. His tone was steady. He held up the ID. "I'm Ryan Cole, California's environmental minister." His voice carried the weight of his office. The ID shone brightly in the afternoon sun. Officer Vaughn froze. His handcuffs dropped to his side. The clink of metal was faint in the air. Linda's eyes widened. Her fine notice crumpled in her hand. The paper crinkled as her confidence crumbled. "Minister?" she stammered. Her voice trembled. She realized her mistake. Vaughn spoke into his radio. The static crackled with his urgent message. "Dispatch, we've got a situation. Stand down," he said. His voice was shaky. The maintenance crew paused. They stopped removing the panels. The drills fell silent. Neighbors began to gather. They stood on their lawns. Their murmurs grew louder. They watched the scene unfold. The eucalyptus trees swayed gently in the breeze. Ryan's expression remained calm. His ministerial authority was undeniable. He addressed Vaughn and Linda. "You've overstepped your bounds," he said. His tone was measured. "The HOA has no right to ban solar panels on private property, and you, officer, have no grounds to remove them." Vaughn nodded. His face was flushed with embarrassment. "I'm sorry, Minister. We didn't know," he said. His voice was low. He signaled the crew. They began to reinstall the panels. The hum of the system returned. Linda tried to save face. Her voice trembled. She clutched the crumpled fine notice. "The bylaws still apply," she said. Her tone was desperate. The paper crinkled louder as she turned to leave. But Ryan shook his head. "You'll be hearing from my office," he said. His voice was a quiet promise. He watched as the panels were secured. The sunlight reflected off them once more. The next day, Ryan held a press conference. It was broadcast across California. Microphones buzzed as he spoke. "The HOA's actions were unjust," he said. His voice was firm. "They violated property rights and environmental goals." The crowd outside the state capitol cheered. Their applause echoed through the air. The HOA was fined $15,000 for their overreach. The sound of the penalty being announced was a victory. Linda and the HOA board issued a public apology. Their statement was read on local news. "We deeply regret our actions," Linda said. Her voice was shaky. The apology was a bitter pill for her. Ryan was praised for his leadership. Environmental groups hailed him as a hero. Their support was loud and clear. In the aftermath, the HOA rescinded its modification ban. Linda stepped down in disgrace. Her resignation was announced at the next meeting. A new president took over. The community's freedom was restored. They could now install solar panels without fear. Ryan continued his work as minister. His solar panels powered his home. The hum of the system was a constant reminder of his fight. The scent of eucalyptus still filled the air. Sunridge Hills became a symbol of green living. Ryan stood in his yard. He looked at the panels on his roof. A sense of justice warmed him in the California sun. And so, a set of solar panels became a battle for justice in Sunridge Hills, California. Minister Ryan Cole turned the tables on an overzealous HOA. How would you fight for your green initiatives? What do you think? Should HOAs block sustainability? Share your thoughts. Join us next time for another tale of justice. Until then, keep pushing for a better future. Thank you for listening.